Well, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Natalie Bright and I serve as the Governmental Affairs Consultant for the Olathe Chamber of Commerce. And it's my honor to moderate today's forum for the Olathe School Board Member at Large position. The Johnson County Public Policy Council is comprised of 10 chambers of commerce serving Johnson County, and we developed the questions collectively today, focusing on business and community issues. We will begin candidate speaking order alphabetically and rotate throughout the forum. You will start with a brief 3-minute opening statement, and then we will move to the Q&A questions where each candidate will have a minute and a half to answer those questions. We'll then end with a 2-minute closing statement. Due to time constraints, there will be no follow-up questions, no formal rebuttal, or audience participation. So if you're ready, candidates, I would like you to give a brief introduction of yourself and explain why you feel you're qualified to serve on the Olathe School Board. And beginning alphabetically, Mr. Babbit, we'll start with you.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Jennifer, for coming. Hi, I'm Will Babbit, running for the at-large seat of the Olathe School Board. A little about myself. I'm a technology director at a large law firm in the area and a combat veteran of the United States Army as a combat engineer. I moved here more than a decade ago to raise a family in a diverse community with great schools. After completing the Olathe Civic Academy and the Olathe Citizens Police Academy, I looked for a way to take a more active role in my community. As a parent of an Olathe Public Schools third grader and member of his school site council, I decided running for this office was a great opportunity for me to do so. Our kids in our public schools are the backbone of our community, and I cannot imagine any mission more important. I also joined this race to keep our schools going in the right direction by supporting our educators and district as a whole. I learn more every day about our school and community needs, and I look forward to leveraging that knowledge in service of our families and schools. Public education is the path to success for every child in Olathe. Our students deserve the best, and I want to support our schools on the path to academic excellence while also making sure that all kids in Olathe schools feel welcome and safe. Education is a shared responsibility that requires collaboration, inclusivity, and open-mindedness. I'm sure I can find common ground for policies to ensure all of our students succeed. Together, we can create a school system that prepares our children for the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. Our schools are the heart and soul of our community, shaping our future leaders, innovators, and citizens of tomorrow. Now more than ever, we need a compassionate servant leader to prioritize the needs of our students above all else. I bring total dedication to any project I am involved in, and I promise you I will work for our kids as hard as I have for everything else in my life. I'm the right choice for Olathe Public Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Babbit. Ms. Gillmore?
I'm Jennifer Gillmore, running for the Olathe School District at-large seat. I'm an Olathe East alum. My family as well moved here in 1988. I attended Indian Creek Elementary, Pioneer Trail, and Olathe East. I reaped great benefits from our Olathe School District. I received several college scholarships from Olathe. I was an active community member, employed in the community that I live in, and was able to go on. I received a bachelor's degree in business administration from Baker University and a master's degree from KU in science and education. I value public education, and I now have 2 daughters. Kaylee is in first grade, and Elizabeth is in 8th grade at Mission Trail, and we see the benefits of public education. My husband also was a student in public education, and we're ready to give back. I've served on multiple boards, a planning commissioner in Gardner, as well as an HOA president and treasurer. I know Robert's Rules of Order and parliamentary procedures, so it's important that we're running our board meetings in a professional manner, but we're also making sure that we're crossing our T's. I have experience with children. I have been a basketball coach. I have been a big sister with Big Brothers Big Sister. I have always found it important to give back to our community. I ran a large athletics camp for the University of San Diego in their athletics department, and I find that children are not a one-size-fits-all, and leadership comes from the top down. So everything that Olathe has prepared for me to be, I'm ready to give back and serve and make our Olathe schools excellent.
Thank you. Thank you, both of you candidates. All right, now we're going to move into the question and answer section. Remember, it's a minute and a half each. We're going to start with you, Ms. Gillmore. As a school board candidate, what are your top 3 policy issues?
Well, first, we have to adopt policy to limit unconstitutional censuring of our elected officials. School boards should be places that we can have open conversation and not grandstand partisan politics. We need all voices at the local level to contribute and serve our community. Second, I would like to define how we achieve measurable goals. It's important for all students to become lifelong learners, and just as life after public school looks different for every student, so does their education. I want to focus on the basics in education, such as math, reading, and science, to create global leaders. We have great businesses in our community, such as Garmin and Honeywell, and global leadership is important. Lastly, we need to recognize that parents are educational partners. As a leader and me parent advocate in our district and supporter of parents as teachers, better lines of communication and transparency in our classrooms and curriculum will go a long way for our students' success.
Thank you. Mr. Babbit, can you tell us your top 3 policy issues?
Absolutely. My top 3 policy issues are educator empowerment, academic excellence, and safe and inclusive schools. For educator empowerment, my leadership on the board will support a collegial, collaborative work environment in which our educators know they are the experts best equipped to support our kids in their learning journey. We trust these professionals to educate our children, and we must empower them in their fields of expertise. For academic excellence, which I will support by lobbying the state legislature to continue fully funding K-12 education, as well as fully funding special education. In addition, I will support expanding the 21st Century Initiative and investing in new technologies for our students. Safe and inclusive schools, through strengthening and expanding positive behavioral interventions and supports, and other proven intervention methods, we can make sure every student is accepted and valued for their unique strengths. Additionally, I support the extension of the School Resource Officer program currently in place in the district. When I participated in the Citizens Police Academy last year, I met many of these officers and was incredibly impressed by the passion they bring to being an SRO and how important the safety of our students are to them. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, our second question, we'll start with you again, Mr. Babbit. What are your thoughts on K-12 education funding?
Thank you. I'm running for school board to work for a community where every student receives a high quality, rigorous education. This cannot be accomplished with insufficient funding. I believe in putting your money where your mouth is. Our schools need well-paid teachers, social workers, librarians, and paraprofessionals to continue the tradition of academic excellence we have in Olathe. The students also need vibrant extracurricular programming and cutting-edge technologies to ensure they are equipped to succeed in global society. While the state legislature is fully funding K-12 education, they are far below the funding level for special education required by statute, and I call on the state legislature to resolve this difference. From a business perspective, a community that invests in its children reaps real and lasting economic benefits. Thank you.
Ms. Gillmore?
Education is an investment. I've actually reaped those benefits. But what is our taxpayers' return of investment? When we know from our own data we have 7,000 students that will not be college and career ready, that's not good for our community. We need to have performance-based budgets to be fiscally responsible. I want to start really tackling what is working well in our district and where's our needs, where's our weakness, and then finding regionally who's doing that really well. Where can we collaborate on our resources so when it's coming from the state down to our local level, we're maximizing our benefits. And lastly, staff shortage. We can't talk about K-12 funding if we have positions in our district that don't allow a livable wage. We have over 300 para positions, and you can't live in Johnson County on that salary. So we need to really tackle the funding, but it's a much larger conversation than a 1.5 minute question.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to move to question 3, and Ms. Gillmore will stay with you on this one. The K-12 education system requires accountability measures for students' performance, focused on post-secondary success and career readiness. Do you believe the district is meeting expectations for student achievement?
I feel like we're struggling. We have a great reputation for academic excellence. That's why so many, probably everyone in this room lives in this area. But The reputation that we have, we're not meeting the needs of all students, specifically our brown and black children in our district, and the data shows that. So we had over a year ago an equity audit, and we haven't implemented hardly any features to improve success in those areas. We also know that we're lacking in our special needs, and how we meet those students to become lifelong learners also needs to be addressed. As I said, we know that we have 7,000 students that will not be college and career ready, and we really need to hold our leadership to accountability. So I'd like to work with our district to dive in a little bit deeper and have those honest conversations that may be uncomfortable, but we need to start having them because we do value the output of every single student in our district.
Mr. Babbit, do you want me to repeat the question?
No, thank you.
Okay, all right. Please answer.
This is a topic I really enjoy speaking on because I am something of a data nerd, both personally and professionally. The vast amount of data available about our district paints a detailed picture of our students and their achievements. At the September school board meeting, we were treated to a terrific presentation on student achievement data from Dr. Julie Veach. The data from various assessments show that as a whole, the district is doing a phenomenal job with student achievement, including being significantly higher than the stated average across all grades, as well as increasing our graduation rate year over year from 92 to 95%. However, what I truly love about the data being analyzed is the ability to drill down into individual schools, grades, and categories to find areas where improvement is needed. We must identify these challenges and adjust district resources to give these areas the support they need to prepare our students for their future.
Thank you. All right, next question, and we'll stay with you, Mr. Babbit. Kansas is experiencing low unemployment rates, and employers are struggling to find qualified workers. How do you see the school district helping to meet the business community's future workforce needs through work-based learning, such as internships, training, and other career exploration opportunities?
One key way I will support the district's ability is through my commitment to expanding public-private partnerships such as the district's 21st Century Academies, Career Pathways, and Junior Achievement's 3DE program. I believe there is a wide variety of paths to success after high school, but many students graduate without a plan for their career. My goal is to ensure students are encouraged to make the choice that is best for them as their future, whether it's a post-secondary degree, apprenticeships, or on-the-job training. I believe that when young people have a clear understanding of their options, the business community as well as the city at large will benefit.
Thank you. Ms. Gillmore?
I heard someone say at the last board meeting that K through 12 we're learning to read, and in 3rd through 12 we're reading to learn. That's a powerful statement, but what was missing was the application of learning. We have 20% of less teens that work during high school. That means they are reading to learn, but they don't have the application piece. They haven't applied it during their high school. I worked at Dillon's, which is now something with the county now, the building, it's not there anymore, but having those skills to be able to apply them to count back change or have customer service or even have a disgruntled customer come to you, being able to apply those and then really getting into the workforce is huge. So I would like to teach children more about not just how to read, how to change a tire, but to actually be in front of a vehicle and get your hands dirty and change the tire. So how we prepare our workforce is going to come through applications, and we need to have expanded conversations of how we do that.
Thank you. Okay, next question. What are your thoughts on efforts in the state legislature to expand school choice? Ms. Gilmore?
This is a tough conversation. I would say because public dollars are taxpayer dollars and not one size fits all. We've seen government programs such as No Child Left Behind actually fail children. But I think that all children need to thrive and not be locked into a system. I care about kids. I care about my kids and how they're thriving in our schools. And if I were simply to just say, because I want to have control of this system, every kid has to fit in this box regardless of their outcomes, I'm really doing a disservice to our community. And I'm up for the challenge to make Olathe continue to have a great reputation of good schools with students that are thriving, and I'm not scared of the challenge. So school choice is definitely on the table, and I'm a supporter of parents that if our district's not meeting their needs, they do need to put their child in an environment that they thrive. But what does that look like? We're all funding education through our hardworking money. So I'm open to, hearing the pros and cons, but I won't be open to Topeka. Either way, I'll be working hard here in Olathe.
Thank you. Mr. Babbit?
Thank you. Regarding the school voucher program proposed this year in Senate Bill 83, school voucher systems are ripe for abuse without significant oversight and regulation, often leading to discrimination, spiraling costs, and a less educated public. Public schools are the bedrock of Olathe, driving business development and increasing commerce, ensuring high quality of life in our community while raising the future's independent, well-educated workforce. Regarding open enrollment, I think it will be a major challenge for administration statewide that will exacerbate the disparity between the haves and have-nots when families with more resources choose to move their children to different schools. However, that is state law, and I'm confident that the administration of the Olathe School District is up to any challenge they are presented with, including this one.
Thank you. Okay, we'll stay with you, Mr. Babbit. What do you think the greatest challenge is facing the Olathe School District?
I believe the greatest challenge is a polarized society. It divides our community and causes unnecessary rifts amongst the board, parents, and educators. Education is not a political issue. It's a shared responsibility that requires collaboration, inclusivity, and open-mindedness. I will work for more transparency and better communication amongst all members of the school community. My goal is truly effective collaboration with all stakeholders. By listening to and supporting our educators, parents, and other board members, I am confident I can find common ground for policies to ensure that all of our students succeed.
Thank you. Ms. Gillmore, what do you see as the biggest challenge facing the Olathe School District?
The biggest challenge right now is our declining enrollment in a growing city. So we moved to Olathe because of the reputation of the schools, and there was a lot of growth in Olathe, and we saw that for a very long time. But now something has switched. COVID did open the eyes and ears of many parents, and how we get to open communication and more transparency needs to be organic. It can't be forced. We have to be honest in our conversations, and we have to allow all voices to be heard. One thing I would like to do is we're missing a big piece of our educator feedback. I often hear from our educators that they're not heard. And when they do speak up, they are fearful of retaliation. That's not a good system. That's not a good environment. What needs to be good for kids should also be good for educators. We want everyone in our school buildings to be happy and understand that they're going to tackle challenges as stretch assignments. So if we really work on the mental well-being of our educators and our students, we're all winning.
Thank you. Home stretch here. We've got two more questions, but this next one is a little long, so bear with me. This will go to you, Ms. Gillmore, first. Olathe School District continuously works to recruit and retain staff in order to sustain quality education programs and services for students in the district. This includes teachers, paras, and other support positions. In recent years, however, the number of college students choosing education as a profession continues to decline, creating a hardship for the district. What are your thoughts about how the district can reverse this trend and/or attract more professionals into the profession, such as second career people?
This is a great question because I think it really goes back down to having honest conversations. We want to talk about attraction, but we need to first talk about retention. We have master educators leaving. They're ready to retire. They're ready to get out, but we haven't had any mentoring. So I would like to see our master educators mentor some of their peers that could come into the workforce, have real world experience, and really bring that unique vision to students that they may not have had when a teacher went straight from K through 12 to secondary education and then straight to a classroom. So we have a lot of room for growth there. I would like to utilize our resources for national recruitment. We know that we need more educators in our district that represent the complete population. We have over 80 languages in Olathe, so it'd be nice to see some educators that really represent the students they're serving. But at the same time, we have to make sure that our county people can come here, they can buy a home, they can thrive in our community, and they have the resources they need. And that's a bigger conversation than just Olathe school. So thankful that we have a chamber that's inviting us to have those conversations.
Mr. Babbit, do I need to read the question again? You got it? Okay. All right. Thanks.
I think we need to respect the amount of passion that lifelong educators bring to the table every day, while still trying to streamline the process to certify individuals looking to join the district as teachers, paraprofessionals, and other staff. The culture wars in society have often demonized teachers, with many worrying whether teaching a subject the way they have for years will cost them their livelihood. Because of this and other factors, several studies show that the shortage of educators will only get worse. We must do everything we can to build new pipelines while making every effort to retain the quality individuals the district already has. In a city like ours, we have a lot of competition all around us. We have 3 other school districts within 10 minutes. So we have to do what we can to retain the ones we have and raise salaries to be able to match those other districts. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, last question, and we'll again stay with you, Mr. Babbit. What makes you uniquely qualified to serve on the Olathe School Board and most distinguishes you from your opponent?
I have a broad variety of life experiences that have prepared me to serve on the board. While serving overseas in the Army, we were often in high-stress situations where making hard decisions with major consequences was a regular occurrence, and clear communication was vital. Serving on the school board will require hard decisions be made with the reasons communicated as clearly as possible to the public. As a technology director, I have many different tasks, 2 of which I believe directly apply to being a school board member. First, I need to stay on top of new technology trends and how they're affecting society. From researching how artificial intelligence solutions are evolving to learning how iPads in elementary school affect teaching methods, understanding technology is critical to giving our kids a first-class education and preparing them for the future. However, the largest part of my job is grounded in problem solving and communication. Whether dealing with an unexpected challenge with an existing technology or preparing for a new solution, communication with different teams and coordinating their activities are key to my success. As with the school board, the people involved do not always agree on the best approaches to solving the challenges. But I work to keep everyone communicating openly and moving in the same direction until we cross the finish line together. I think my fresh perspective and my commitment to common sense policy, transparency, and servant leadership make me the best candidate for this position. Thank you.
Ms. Gillmore?
All right. Well, thank you, Bill, for your service. I appreciate that. Everything that our military men and women have done for our country definitely holds true to my heart. I'm an innovative leader with a servant's heart. You'll never find me with a calendar empty of where I can go serve my community. Whether that's, I also participated in the Olathe Civics Academy. I'm a CERT member for the city of Olathe. I'm CPR certified because you never know when there's going to be an emergency. I have a solid foundation from our Olathe schools. I truly love Olathe. Even when I moved to the city of San Diego, I carried that love with me. I'm a Jayhawk at heart. I am invested in our public schools and continue to grow our programs. But we're lacking in our global world. Before COVID, the U.S. was 38th in math worldly. We can do better on that, but we need to have tough conversations, and I'm ready to have them. I have experience, like I've said, on previous boards, running meetings, and I know the Robert's Rules of Order. I believe that higher education is a pathway for many students, but I also, being employed with a specialty contractor in the area that employs labor workers, I understand that college isn't for everyone. I'm willing to have the conversations to do what's best for kids because it works for our community.
Great. Thank you both for answering those questions. It's now time to move into the closing statement. You'll each get 2 minutes, and we'll stay with you, Ms. Gillmore.
Okay. Well, I just appreciate everyone for being here today. It's nice to be able to have a forum that's nonpartisan and a nonpartisan race where we can both give our viewpoints. I truly do love Olathe. I think this weekend when we saw Old Settlers, that's a great vision. Example of when you're from Olathe, we have rich tradition, but we're also innovative leaders. And seeing the county square, all the improvements that have been made to it and how that improved the whole weekend of Old Settlers, and people were able to rejoice and celebrate with their community and see our diverse community through the parade. That shows the growth of Olathe. I think many students that come from our Olathe schools have that vision that we're open to change. We want to continue to grow and prosper, but at the same time, we have rich tradition. So it's fun to still have Friday night lights. It's neat that our kids, have schools where they're 3 minutes from their homes and they can still play in their neighborhoods. And we really have that rich family tradition in Olathe. I just would love to serve on this school board and continue to give back for, I was one of 25 students my senior year of high school that was selected for a leadership program. So Olathe really did prepare me for this moment, and I'm ready to tackle it head on.
Mr. Babbit?
Well, thank you, everybody, for coming out here. Thank you for hosting this forum. Thank you, Ms. Gillmore, for coming. I believe that this city has an amazing public school system that will be in good hands going forward. I look forward to serving on that in the future, and I hope everybody comes out and votes November 7th. And thank you again for having us.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Well, this concludes the forum for the Olathe School Board Member at Large position. Thank you, candidates, again for participating in this informative program today. For more information about candidates, videos of candidates, and other races throughout Johnson County, please visit www.votejoco.com. Again, www.votejoco.com. And please share this with voter resources with your colleagues, families, and friends. On behalf of the Olathe Chamber, thank you to everyone for taking the advantage of this important opportunity to learn about the candidates. Best of luck to both of you in your campaign. Thank you.